Okay, say it with me. Fractions are easy. Now, don't panic anybody, but we are going to try and sort out how to make equivalent fractions today. Let's talk a little bit first about what we mean by an equivalent fraction. Let's say that I've got a pizza and I'm going to split it into half. And I'm going to eat that half, I'm going to share the other half with somebody else. Now, if I had another pizza, and this time it was in quarters, and I ate 2 of those quarters, if you look, I've still eaten a half. Now, 1 half is equivalent to 2 quarters. If I have another pizza, a bit smaller this one, and this time I cut it into 8 pieces, much more manageable in order to eat, and I eat 4 of those pizzas, I've still eaten half of the pizza. So all of these fractions are equivalent to each other, they're worth the same. Let's look at these fractions again. Can you see a pattern in terms of the numbers? If you look at our denominators, how have I made this 2 into 4? What have I done, or what could I do in order to make this 2 into a 4? And likewise, the 4 into 8. Now you should be able to see that what I've done each time is doubled it, or times it by 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. Now, the trick with fractions, when you're doing pretty much anything to them really, is what you do to one part of the fraction, you have to do to the top. Now, if we look at the top of our fraction, see 1 times 2, so I'm timesing by 2 again, 1 times 2 is 2, and 2 times 2 is 4. Now, this is what we use in order to create our equivalent fractions. So let's look at some more examples. If I have the fraction 3 quarters and I want to make an equivalent fraction into eighths. Now, look at the 4 first. How have I changed the 4 into 8? Again, you can see I've doubled it or times it by 2. Now, what you do to the bottom fraction, you have to do to the top. Now, 3 times 2 is 6. So 3 quarters is equivalent to 6 eighths. Let's do another example. This time I've got 2 sevenths and my missing number is 21. So look at the 7 first. What have I done, or what can I do to make the 7 into 21? And you should be able to see, you've been practicing your times tables, but I've times it by 3. 7 times 3 is 21. What you do to the bottom of the fraction, you have to do to the top. So 2 times 3 is 6. So 2 sevenths is equivalent to 6 21ths. Here's another one. So I've got 2 ninths is equivalent to something 36. So again, look at the 9. How have I changed the 9 into 36? And you should be able to see that I've timesed it by 4, and what I do by the bottom, I have to do to the top. 2 4s are 8. So 2 ninths is equivalent to 8 36ths. And it doesn't matter where our missing number is. Here, you can see I've got my 2 numerators. So I start with a 4. What can I do to the 4 to make it into 24? I can times it by 6. Now, what times 6 equals 30? And my answer is 5. So 4 fifths is equivalent to 24 30ths. Now this one looks a bit different. How can I change my 15 into 5? You can see that actually my 5 is smaller, so I need to divide. 15 divided by 3 is 5. And again, what I do to the bottom, I have to do the top. 27 divided by 3 is 9. So 27 15ths is equivalent to 9 fifths. Another division one here, I can tell because 7 is smaller than 28. Now 28 divided by 4 equals 7. So what I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 12 28ths is equivalent to 3 sevenths. So there we go. I hope that helps. Watch this video as many times as you can and have a go.